Hi friends, welcome back to my crafty desk. Sandra here at Blossom and Inspire. I am super excited to get messy. It's the messy kind of days, I guess, lately, and I'm enjoying it. I'm just laughing because I'm thinking like my desk is super messy and I love to get messy, but at the same time I'm like, I still have to clean it. I have to clean my desk and I have to clean this mess, and you know what? What is life without a mess? So let's get messy. I hope everybody is doing well. And I hope everyone's weathers are calming down. My gosh, my friends, I always worry. This is the craziest thing is I've never had so many friends all over the world. And I'm thinking, how selfish of me. I'm stressed out for my friends because I'm worried about them, but how stressed are my friends when they're having to deal with all these weather, just crazy things that we're not used to. So many tornadoes, all these things. And I know a lot of people tell me, well, we're used to it. This is where we live. This is what we do. But I think some are scarier than others by far. And I'm not used to them. So I'm scared. And I'm not there. I'm just scared. So just know I'm thinking about you. I know all of us are thinking about each other. That is just the world we live in. And I am so blessed to be a part of that. And thank you so much. Anyways, now, aside from the weather report, which isn't really a report, just... let me tell you what I'm planning on doing. So the books, the glue books, artful books that I've been working on, I had to put them aside for a moment while I was doing some other things. I'm still cutting. I am still working on the cutting and things like that in the background. But I did decide, so we have 2 signatures. I haven't sewn them in yet, and there's 2 reasons why. One, I want to figure out my whole page structure. And the second thing is, as I said, I want to do 2 signatures. Really and truly, I'm hoping that it will work with just 2 signatures. Let me set that aside for just a second. My signatures have grown. So I think I started off with like, I'm going to do 10 pages. And then I was like, oh no, I'll do 12 pages. And then I thought, no, I'll do 14 pages. And I believe I'm at 15 pages, which is the max. For me, because I want them to be glue book and artful books, and I want them to be able to grow. So what my thing is let me see. This is how they sit right now. Can we see this? Let me stand up. Can we see that? So there's like, you see, there's room to grow. Part of me says I should break these up and make a 3rd signature, because I'm worried that with just 2 signatures, they're going to get like weird, like awkwardly bulky, but I don't know. But I don't want to do 3 signatures. I really don't. My heart says to do 2 signatures. I love that. I just hope that it works out. I just really do hope that it works out the way I'm wanting it to. And the spine is 1 inch. So I was allowing a 1/2 inch per signature so that it can open it. And I did the covers so that they had more flexibility, if you remember. Hoping that works. I think it's going to work. Look at all that flexibility. Like, isn't that awesome? And it's got good structure. I really feel really good about this. I've been messing around with them. And I just wanted the books, basically, when they're open, you can lay them flat. And if I wanted to open up 1 signature, and there will be a little bit of a gap because there's only going to be 2, I wanted them to be able to open. Does that make sense? Is it going to work out that way when it's all said and done? I really and truly do not know, but we are going to find out together. Somebody here may know. They may be like, nope, Sandra, been there, done that, or been there, done that. And yeah, you're a good girl. You're good. Just go. So that's what we're going to do. The reason why they're going to end up with 15 pages is because they already have 14 each. And I'm doing these collage papers, which I decided I'm going to put a clear gesso. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put clear gesso on this. Tell me what you think. My reason for wanting to put clear gesso on this is so that it's already prepped for you, or whoever was for the buyer, for the purchaser of the journal. I wanted it already pre-prepped so that they can add art to it. However, the clear gesso does take it down to like this matte kind of a look. I actually have a journal here that I'm working on for my daughter-in-law, Mandy, that I did that to, and I have a love-hate with it right now, so maybe I'll grab that and show you, so I can give you like what it's really going to look like. 1 second. Okay, I just grabbed her container because I don't want to like just set her journal aside. So this is the journal, and you can see here Now this is magazine page, so it does have a glossy feel and it has a glossy touch. So it's great. Like you can still like glue on it and do different things like that, or just leave it as is. There's all these lines. Like for me, if I bought this book, I would be adding my own things to this and just kind of softening those things up. The inside of that page is going to be just paper, so it has all that playroom in there as well. Now Mandy's journal. So plug your ears, turn off your volume or mute it for a minute. I'm gonna like try to like use my fingers and stuff to give you the feel. This has a grit. I'm not gonna use my fingernails because that's too crazy, but it has a grit where the inside pages, I don't know, can you hear that? It's smooth, but this is the color, you know, this is the color of the pages. It's nice and smooth. And then I took this one because it's the front cover and I just didn't want any, like if anything dripped on it, like a water, like if she was having coffee or tea or something like that while she was playing in her journal. I guess inside here it could still happen, but on the cover I just wanted it to be more protected. So I still like, I have not even edged this out or anything like that. I showed this to her just the other day when she was here visiting, and I seen her face, and she's so sad that she doesn't have it. I feel bad. Oh my gosh, I forgot the things we did. Okay, this is not the journal. This is not the video we're doing, but I do need to get back to that. So let me know what you think. Should I do clear gesso on there to prep the page or leave it as glossy? I suppose another option would be to do my own, like maybe some journal cards or some big postcards. Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Maybe make some postcards and do some clear gesso on there. And then I would really have an idea of what it would look like. I'm going to put this away. I'll be right back. Just kind of want to know what your thoughts are. I'm fine actually leaving them just like this in glossy. I think clear gesso is one of those things where it's pretty inexpensive to purchase. I think most mixed media artists probably have that in their stash, or they make it themselves because I believe it's quite easy. There's a recipe. I have one somewhere. I can find it all over YouTube. People have them. And I believe it has cornstarch or something in it. I don't know. But anyways, there's that. So I've only gotten 3 of these done. I've been clipping and cutting papers to work on those in the background as well. And then today, what are we going to do today? Let's see. I have this book right here. I'm looking for one more large page. So the 15 pages, that's where I was at. That collage page will go into one of the signatures, but I need number 15 for another part of the signature. And I also wanted to do something with the black and white gesso, just as this is like an artful background play. Maybe I'll put more on other papers. I don't really know yet. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. This is a music book and it's upside down, which probably really doesn't matter. But see how big the pages are? They're hand sewn signatures, so I can pull a whole page out and then just trim it down, and then it will fit in here for one of these signatures. That's what I was trying to do. Check. See? See? Perfect. Okay. So let's put this away. Let me put this one away because this is not what we're working on. And I have this book right here, the International Library of Piano Music. I have several of these books actually in my stash. And I'm hoping, do I have one behind me that I've already cut into? I'm trying to be more conscientious about that. Before I started selling stuff and just doing YouTube, and before I started selling stuff and started doing YouTube and things like that, I just grabbed a book. It didn't matter. Like, oh, I already tore out of this book, put it away. It doesn't matter. I'll just grab a new book. It didn't matter because I was going to use all the books. Now I have to really pay attention to what I'm doing. And I love this music book because it's just the music and but like there's no words on it. And I think this would be very cool to put the black and white gesso on, especially since it has this kind of an aged look, which we can change. White gesso, we can add ink in it. We can do whatever we want. We can change this color. Let's see. What am I doing? I'm just like flipping through these books. I want to find the signature. And so I'll cut into this. I need, what are we doing? 13 books. So I need 13. I'm going to pull 15. That way, if I mess one up, you know, then I have an extra couple that I can play with. And then since I'll be cutting this book up, I'll use the rest of these papers. I'll put them in my stash of like papers behind me that I like to grab from. Come on. That's not going to work. And let's try this one. Will that one get in there? It's a little bit more sharper and goes in. All right, got that cut. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just tear into this book. I need to get my 15 pages out, 13 for the books, and then 2 extra for practice papers in case I need that. What I'll do with the rest of the papers is I'll take a stack of it for my stash, and then I'll use the rest of the book to make paper packs. And I am diligently working on getting papers to make paper packs. I've been tearing apart all kinds of books and different, really cool, anything that just looks really fun and interesting. I've been pulling them apart, making my stacks in the other room. The room that was going to be where I did the sales room, but it ended up, it's still a room that I'm utilizing for something else, but I've been putting my things in there. Anyways, the paper packs. My short-term goal is to have them ready for June. Once I have them all ready, I will do them on a live sale. On one of the live sales, I plan to do many of them. I need to get on that and start a schedule for myself. Kind of stick to that. I can do like random things here and there, but I really need to set a schedule. And I think that'll be good for me. It'll be good for you. And then whatever doesn't sell on the live sales, then I can list them in the Ko-fi store. Yeah, that's the plan. And my short-term goals are to have some paper packs ready for June. Okay. Come on. So, how many do I get out of a signature? I get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that last one is kind of glued in there, so I don't know if I can get that out. I'm going to try. Let's see, let's try my handy dandy tool that Mitch sent me. I got them both over here. One's supposed to be at the other desk, but it's over here because I'm getting ready to make a little travel crafty bag. Yeah, see, I'm just going to tear it, so I'm not going to worry about that. Let's just move on. So I'm going to get 3, so, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 times 3 is 18, right? 3, 6, no, that's 9. 6 times 3 is 9. 6 times, what? 6 times 4 is 24. Wait, 6 times 3. Oh, never mind. 6 times 3 is 18, Sandra. I only did this 2 times, so 2 times 3 was 6. Jeez. I'm around all day, folks. Just kidding. I'm here all week is what I meant to say. I can't even do that right now. All right, let's get back in here and get back to cutting. All right, I struggled with those other scissors, so I cut a chunk of this out. I just wanted to show you, I grabbed these handy dandy Fisker snips that my good friend Debbie from Canada sent me a long time ago from, I think, really close to the beginning of my YouTube journey here. And they're still going strong. I love these. I love them for fussy cutting. I thought they were upstairs, and that's why I didn't use them. But I like them because I have hand issues, and it's just too much struggle trying to pinch. So I can hold these with my hand. I can dig right there on that, where that thread is, because there's 2 of them, and I have to make sure I get them both. And this is grabbing them that easy. So it literally took me, I think, 15 minutes just to cut through 2 of the signatures. And I was like, okay, and my hands were killing me, and I was like, I can't do this. I'm not going to be able to paint. My hands were hurting. So just wanted to show you. I use those, easy peasy. And now I can pull them out just like so. Gently. All right, and then I need at least 13. I actually have extra pulled out because I was struggling so much. I ripped a couple, but I also wasn't paying attention because I was only focused on cutting, that I pulled ones out that had a lot of words. And I want them all, I want to keep it all the same. I want to make my life easier. I don't want to have to choose, you know what I mean? So let's see. I think I'll have 13 here all together. And this is the last one. So it's got that glue to, you know, to hold the signatures to each signature. So let's count really quick and see where we're at. And the ones with the words would be fine. Let me show you what I'm talking about. But I wanted just all music. See, this is one where I wasn't paying attention. It was a good one to use, but I ripped it right there. So I can use this for me for a practice. But these are the ones where it had like sections of words, which are wonderful. I love that. But like I said, I have this hang up where I had an idea in my mind and I wanted them all to be the same. So that's that. And I'll put those over there. Let's count and see where we're at. Because once I start painting these, that's all I want to do. I want to get the paint on. So let's go this way. So we have one. There's a little bit of writing right there. That's okay, I guess, if I have to. I mean, I might want to pull that one. So I'll do that. One. But it might actually end up being cut off because the book is, you know, longer. This is 2. Oh, I guess they all have it. Yay. Okay, back on track. 2. And then this one. They don't all have it, but that's okay. 3.
4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. Whoops. You're still 12. And 13. All right, perfect.
So I'm just going to work with these ones right here because once I get started, I just want to finish that painting so that they can be set aside. And let me guess, I can clean this up a little bit here. These little scissors, these are like from like little sewing things. This I found in at an estate sale, was in a whole bunch of little sewing things. And I grabbed those out because, you know, they're cute little snips. These I've had forever, these Stampin' Up! Ones. And yeah, they do their job for certain things, but they're not better than these. And I don't think they're better than my Busy Bee or whatever they're called. Little snips, my little cutters. And I have no idea where they are at the moment. But this is what I wanted to play with. So we'll start with 1 and just open the page up. And just to kind of give you a reference of what I'm thinking, let me grab my brother's book because that's what I'm going to talk. That's kind of what I'm going to mimic. Okay, my brother's book. Here we go. This is all black gesso on the back. And the cover was pink. So you probably can't even see that. I just drew. See, I got your back. I got your back, brother. Anyways, I think I show you that every time. I just think it's funny. Anyhow, so here's the front. You can see it's black gesso on here. And this is the color behind it. Now, these don't have color. And I was contemplating, like, do I put some color on with my jelly plate and then do the black and white gesso? And then I realized that's going to take me like another month. So I'm just going to do the black and white gesso and use this as my color backgrounds and for, you know, points of interest, hoping that it works out. So let's see, a painted page that's not covered yet. So yeah, like see how this I added more texture, but this is what I'm looking for is this. I just want to use those scrapers that I have never used before. This I think I used only like old credit cards or things like that, gift cards, just to get the paint on. And then this I stamped, but I used my sponge. I don't think I'm doing that. I think I'm totally going to just do the pieces. And then there's the man with the hat. I think I see it, Angie. And I went and I just outlined him so I wouldn't forget. So there, we'll set him aside. Now what I need is I need something behind me. Let's just use up some more of this. I have a big giant stack of this paper, and we can just use this. It may get a little messy here. All right. So sorry that my voice is going high and low. It's because I'm standing up and sitting down, and I know that it would be better if I wore a microphone, but that's probably not going to happen, at least at my crafty desk, because I will break my neck with that. And I'm not good enough to know how to use the Bluetooth thing. Okay, what are these? How do you get these off? So I bought these a while back, and I was going to use them, and I never did yet. I thought I'd play with them. But first I have to learn how to open them. I guess you just cut it. It's like I'm so picky with all my scissors. Like, who will I use? And this is nice, good, thick plastic, right? That we can use for something else. I don't think I'm ever going to get this off, though. Let's see. Maybe. Oh, fancy. Never say never. All right. So that's some nice heavy-duty plastic. And that's an ugly sticker. So we'll get rid of that. And then same thing. We'll do this one. And these brushes, yeah, they are expensive. But you know what? I've been wanting them for a long time. I saved up and I got them. I saved up and I got them. All right. Let's see. Goodness gracious, come on. I probably could have just cut up that thing, but seriously, my friends, my hands are not happy right now. I'm like putting them through the ringer. All right. I also have these, and I think I bought these to use with my jelly plate, because you know that jelly plate, it doesn't like sharp things. But I wanted to have some mark making tools. So I thought I'd bring them over here just in case. Come on. And I know I have plenty of mark making tools in my house if I just flick through my like junk and garbage and all that good stuff. However, I wanted stuff that was just at hand, that I knew was soft and that wasn't going to damage my plate, and that I could use with other things. So why not? Why not? You know what? When you save up for it, why not? There you go. I'm going to do, I know I'm going to do the outside page for sure. So, and I'm trying to think, like, I think each page has like a, well, let's see. Stop. Hold the phone. I need to figure out the size of my page. That's what I need to do. Oh my gosh. I hope I do not have a craft-a-lanch, but it might happen. My pages, what is the biggest page? I think these were the biggest pages right here. So let me measure this. Oh my gosh. All right. It is, I'm just trying to see, like, do I want to take, I think I would rather save the title, and then I can put that in the, you know, like those pockets that I made, like some of the scraps. Like, I want to put some of the scraps. If they're good scraps, like, why not? Put them in there. Even if I'm not using them to decorate, like you might want to. You can put that someplace else. All right. However, it's only going to be, like, it's going to be this strip right here, but you'll have a number. All right. That is what I'm going to do. Let's see. We want this to not be any taller than that. And I'm going to mark that. I just don't think I want to gesso this, the part that we don't need. So we'll do that there. And just double checking on my book here. I put that in upside down, right side up. Does it matter? Yeah, it does. It is actually in a, there's pages in there that matter. Are they too big for this book? Yeah, I'm going to have to cut them down a little bit. So let's move that line down to right here. And that way I know it'll fit within the book. It's just a little guess. Where's my paper cutter? I know it's underneath this stuff here. So, oh my gosh, it was so seriously is underneath a stack of stuff. All right. And there we go again. Another stack made. I wonder how big this is. If I knew that, then I don't have to do that line every time. Let's do it. Well, I guess I'm doing it this way. My timer went off to tell me to go change the laundry. So I don't mind doing laundry, but I'll tell you, when I'm down, all the way down in the basement, and the laundry's all the way up in my room, that's 2 flights of stairs. And I'm like, gosh, do I really want to take the time to do that? So this is 11. Oops. gosh dang it. This is, my line is at 10 and 3/4. So we'll go 10 and 3/4. Oh yeah, I have a note here somewhere. I better write it on something. I don't know what I did with it. So let's do another note. We'll do 10 and 3/4. Okay. I'm going to have to do the other one too. So there's 10 and 3/4. So see, it's still a cool page. I mean, a cool scrap. Like it's got a little bit of black and white there, but it's got the numbers on there. It's wonderful stamping. You can also fold it and make ruffles. And it's got the title of the song. I mean, I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I keep this. Now I know I have to remember to keep it with this piece, don't I? Does it matter? Does it matter what title goes with which one? I don't think we're going to be singing these songs. Okay. I'm going to save these pieces so every book has one of those. We'll do that. Now I need to figure out the length, or not the length, the width. I did forget that. And I don't want to do any extra gessoing if I don't have to. This is my biggest page when they're in there, and it needs to be trimmed, is this one right here. So again, we'll do this one, because I think I already cut this one down to fit. And let's just do about right there on that one, like that. So, I don't know, am I messing that up? Let me see. I'm gonna now go in here. I wanna see where that line, I want a nice measurement on this side, so 7.5. Okay, so we'll go 7.5. And then, so that's tall, and then wide, we want 7.5. Okay, that'll work. Fantastic. So each one will have their own 2 pieces. Let me just go ahead and cut these all down really quick. I'm going to do the same thing with them. So I'm going to take this one here, and I want that number. So I'm going to go this way first, and that was 10.75, like that. We are going on a trip. Well, actually, by the time you see this video, I'll be back for my trip. It's a Spokane trip. We're going to see our grandkids and kids, getting my eyeliner. I have another eyeliner appointment done. So you get one touch-up when you get your eyeliner done. So I need to go do that. And then we are, but I'm going to be getting things that we have been needing for our house. But I also need a few things for my craft room that I don't want to have shipped. I want to pick them up. And one of the things I need, which I could have shipped, but I need new blades for my cutter, because I use my cutter a lot. And so I go through my blades like crazy. And one of the things I did, which was silly, and I'm not going to do it again, is I was saving all the blades because, I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I end up with no blades at all? I mean, at least I'll have the dull blade. Having a dull blade is better than having no blade, right? Until you keep grabbing your dull blades when you need a sharp blade, then that plan just did not work out. I don't mind still keeping them. Like, I'll probably still do that because, I just can't stop myself. But what I need is a container that, like how I did my Tic Tac container where I put the old, my old needles and my old blades when I'm cutting them, when I'm breaking them off to throw away. I don't want to put, these won't fit in there, but something like this where I know, okay, those have all been used. But I don't know, should I keep them? I mean, some are used way more than others. Is it more of a pain in the buttocks? Or, I don't know. Okay. All right, I'm just going to keep cutting these and then I'll be right back. Okay, finished cutting up my papers. Where are they? They're right here. They're right here, and then I have all the strips up here. I'll put those 2 in each one of those books. I'll put them in those pockets to hang on to them for me. I grabbed a sheet to practice on because I've never used these ones. I don't think I have. I have black gesso and I have white gesso, and I'm pretty sure I bought these at the dollar store, Dollarama dollar store in Canada. Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and use these. I also grabbed a few more tools. So things in my stash over by my jelly plate printing stuff is this. I guess this covers like something, but when my husband was going to throw it away, I was like, wait a minute, that's rubber. I like that. So I grabbed that. I grabbed an old credit card. I grabbed I think this is a makeup brush cleaner. I think that's what this is. It's like super soft on this side and I don't know, like more bumpy on that side. These are from bicycle helmets for the paddings on the inside to get it to the right thing. And they're a sticker, so I can always stick it on something if I want. I'll probably just cut it and then take that piece off. I have this. I'm pretty sure this is a kitchen utensil, but it's super soft and fun. I just like touching it, really. This is something, I think I bought this at the dollar store, and I'm pretty sure this is one of those face rollers, you know, like this. Anyways, so, yeah, that is in my stash. And then I wanted circles, so I have cardboard there, cardboard there, cardboard there. So I have 3 different holes, roundness. This looks like this one has seen better days, but I have another side. Oh, that's even seen more better days. I have this as a tape dispenser, or when the tape was done, but I like it because it's got a double circle. I grabbed this for circles. I could do different things, and I can roll it. I can roll these too, I suppose. And then I grabbed some of my good card. This is the thicker one where I peeled off the front part, so it gives me lots of good textury things. So I'll have a good start of toys. Liking that. I love my toy box. That's what I should call it, my toy box. Oh my gosh, I just went a different place. All right, anyways, there's my toy box, and these will not live in my toy box because these, I think, have a special home. I'll keep those out, but I want to play here with this. So let's move these out of the way. Oh my gosh, girl. Look at my mess. All right. Yeah, I think maybe I don't know. I'm going to open this up. So I'm going to do this whole page because I can, and I'm not using it for that other stuff. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking I am going to do both sides because it's going to be hard to stop. I'm going to do, let's start on one side. We'll start with black. One side we'll start with white, and then we'll do the opposite. And then I'll know what I like better to start with. I think that's a good starting place. And I'm thinking I'm going to start off with the safety of the card because I'm used to that. I know how to use that, sort of. Wow, that's a whole lot of, that's messy. Okay. This whole thing's going to be messy, I think. So just grabbing some paint on here. Maybe less is more at this moment. And let's see how it's kind of thick from that lid. Oh my gosh, I'm going to stick it in there. Get in there. It's like a, not spongy, but I can't think of what it's called, but let's just go from the top and just scrape down. Okay, I did not get enough. It's thick. I know. Let's use this brush here and put some on. Yeah, there we go. And we'll go this way. I'm scared. It's always like the first time to do it. It's like I'm a little scared. I don't know what's going to happen. I got to get the feel. And we'll do that on this one. Now, I'll tell you right now, what I think I liked about when I did it the other way with the white first was I like that I covered it, the whole thing on those children's book pages. You can still see through it. So let me try that over here. And we'll just grab this one. And I'm going to grab some paint off. I'm going to use the other side. See if I can get tricky here. Oh, this stuff is thick. I guess gesso in general is usually thick. I've never had a thin gesso. Have you ever had a thin gesso? So maybe if you make your own gesso, you can make the consistency. Now, can you add water to gesso to make it more thinner? Is it a bad idea, good idea? Or just an idea? All right, let's do white. Oh, and black. So I can tell you right now that I don't think I'm in the mood for doing the black and the white together. So I'm going to stick this over there. Not in the mood for that. I'm just going to go ahead and paint it with these. Ooh, that's nice. Have you ever used these? These glide on really nice. So I want a nice coverage of this. On here, I don't necessarily have to cover the whole page. I don't think I even did that on the on my brother's book pages. That book that I'm working in. It's not his book. It's my book. So let's see. There we go. You know, I honestly I didn't know if how long it would take, if ever, I would be able just to say my brother's book without feeling that tug to cry. And it feels, and I know how I am. I know I have to talk about it a lot, and I have to talk about it in present moment. I know that he's not here anymore. I'm not like losing my mind or anything like that, or going off the deep end, but that is the way I like to see it. I like to feel it, and I still feel the energy of him. I still feel all the memories. So as far as I'm concerned, it's still present moment. Just I don't know if that makes any sense, but the more I talk about it, as long as I stay in the present moment, and I still do the same thing with my parents, is I don't feel like I want to cry all the time. I feel like I'm now moving into that space where, I mean, I still do. I mean, I still have, have moments, but not, I have more moments of smiles and warm heart feelings than I do of sadness and loss and grief of that. I also realized I didn't realize, but I was dealing with massive survivor's guilt. I did not have that with my parents. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the middle here, mix a little bit of this. We'll get some gray. I'm going to see what I like. Ooh, I do like that. And I just like the randomness. So I can overdo it though. But my idea behind doing this was that you do have music sheet in the background, but I also wanted a prepped surface to play on with paint or color, if that was what you choose. But you can still do like gluing. I feel like my glue stick, like on other things that I have done, my glue stick does not like to stick to the paint as much as I thought it would. I have to use, if I really want things to stick, I have to use art glitter glue and or the acetone based glue, other glues that I have, not just the glue stick. So I don't know what your experience has been if you've tried this. Have you tried it? Do you have an experience to share? Okay. So I feel like that's enough on that side. I like that. Like this for me is a nice background to start with. I could just put that in my stash of papers and use it. The nice thing about having the white also, all these white spaces, is if you just wanted to stamp and things like that, you have that. But even if you don't like all the black, if it's too much or too heavy or not enough, you can always add more from your own artful play, your toy box, your own art toy box here. Okay, let me just put that down. And let's do it again on this side. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to see what this is going to look like. I'm going to go ahead and just put white down. And I'm holding my brush funny because of my hand, not because of any other, not for any other reason except my hand. I could have also just done some clear gesso, but I don't want to. What I like about gesso is that it has, you can see through it. You can add layers of it to make other parts darker, and that it dries really fast. I do love that. Pull some down. So I want it to dry even faster. Look at all that it pulled off. And then I can take it over here. So far, I'm liking this gesso. I am fairly certain I bought this at the Canadian dollar store because I know I had bought a few things, and I know it was more than $1, but I want to say, I don't know, but I know I didn't pay more than $5 a thing. But the it says imported by so it talks about this, and it says Canada on there. So usually my art stuff that I get from the dollar store will say something like that on there. Kind of like how our Dollar Tree has like the Crafter's Square kind of thing. There we go. All right, now I did all of that because I just wanted a background. Look at that, fun. And I want to try some of this now. Oops. Okay. It's kind of thick, so I don't know. Is it going to work or not? Should I? I don't know if I'm getting much of this on there, but we'll find out in a second here. Oh my gosh, Jason and I went to Canada for a late breakfast. I guess you call that brunch. It was actually closer to lunchtime, but still, we had to go do some paperwork stuff, so we left and we went and did that. Okay, that's kind of cool. But I'm so messy doing that. Also, I don't have to roll it either. I could just stamp it off. Anyways, we went and we didn't realize that it was a Canadian holiday. So we got there around, I want to say we pulled up around 11:30. So there was a bus. We didn't realize there was a whole bus of people there. We got in, so we went in there. So the restaurant that we went to, I mean, they have a full staff. They have a hostess, they have wait staff, there's a manager on staff, a cook staff, but they were super slammed and super busy. So when we walked in the first, you go in the 2 doors and there's like a glass area for like a lot of restaurants, and then you walk in the other doors, and then there's another little sitting area where you like check in, put your party of 5, last name or whatever, party of 2, whatever, right? So I walked in, and as I walked in, other people were walking in still, and not from that bus, like other people from other areas. I'm gonna try this double ring here. Oh, that's cool. I like that. And so there's a ton. So the box was full, and so I had to squeeze past everybody, wiggle, 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 and get in the other doors. And there was a whole bunch of people right there too. I could not tell. I was just like asking people. So I came back out and I go, did you everybody check in? Like, are we supposed to check in? They're like, oh, anyways, whatever. I didn't understand anybody. Everybody was just kind of looking at me, and I didn't want to feel like, I didn't know if I was I cutting? So I was like, I'm just going to check in. I don't know what's happening here. So, I mean, they were there before me. So if you're supposed to check in, they should have had checked in, right? So I go in and there was a lady. So there was a guy in front of me. And when we got in there, there was a lady in front of him, right at the thing. Everybody else was sitting down on the inside part. I'm telling you, it was like so full. I know a lot of people are like, nope, I would have left. Well, we didn't have nowhere else to go for breakfast, and we were hungry. So we were like, well, whatever. We'll just visit. We'll just visit with each other while we wait. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Isn't that cool? Okay, let's try this side too. I'll have a lot of cleaning today. Anyways, so when I walked in, ooh, that's kind of cool. Now what if I smush it? Ooh, I like that. Oh, okay. Ooh. Listen, I'm not too keen on the sound, but I do like this. Okay. All right, that's kind of nifty. So when anyways, back to the story, Sandra. So the hostess, I hear her because the guy that in front of me, we're like right at the check. We're not the check stand. It is the check stand. It's the counter, where you pay at, where you check in, where you pay when you leave. Anyways. So there's a lady in front of this guy, and then I'm there, but we're all kind of standing at that counter. And she walks up and she goes, very frantically, she goes, we're not taking names, and we're not taking numbers of parties. Just stand in line. Well, and I look back behind me like I'm thinking, line? Did I miss the line? No, there's no line. Let me tell you, my friends, it's a box. When you walk in, there's a box, right? It's all window and glass. Here's a door, and here's a door to come in. Then here's the door right here. Can we see this? Can we see my diagram? And then when you come in, these doors right here, there's like a little sitting area right here. And then this is the restaurant back here. And then here's the counter right here. So see, in the door right here. And then back here is restaurant seating. And then like over here. So it's a pretty big restaurant. So when I came in here, this was full. People were standing and sitting, okay? Full. Some of these people were outside this door over here. This is the parking lot way over on this side. This is where we pulled in. So when we came around, anyways, my diagram's horrible. People were sitting right here. People were standing. And then here's the lady, here's the guy, here's me. We all came in the door. We all came in the door, there's more people coming in the door. There's no line. So I look back and I'm like, uh-oh. I instantly went into like a little bit of a panic mode. I was like, what? So, so I opened up the door and there's like all these strangers. And I said, apparently we all have to know where we're at in line, and they're not doing it by party, which I thought was weird because there's 4 seats, 6 seats, 8 seats. I mean, there's like all these different things. Like, you have to just remember who you came in after. So don't forget. I hope you guys paid attention when you came in. I know I'm behind this guy. That's all I know. That's all I got to know. That's all you got to know. Know who you came in after. And these people are looking at me like I lost my mind. But I'm just like frantic. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I feel like I have to help everybody now because I'm hungry and I want to eat too. Jason, so when I go out there though, Jason was behind me. So as I go out there to tell everybody this, so then I come back in really quick to pay attention to that lady again. And she came over, she's like, I've only been working for a couple days and I'm not taking names, I'm not taking seats because it's too confusing. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is more confusing than that. We made a lot of friends that day with the other people that were waiting because it was like so kind of like crazy, but it was so comical at the same time. It was just what it was, right? So so as the lady's coming, she's like, okay, she comes to the counter and she goes, who's next? She doesn't go to open that door with all those people that were there before us. She doesn't do that. She just comes to the counter. She's like, who's next? So really everybody that was sitting inside could have just went next, but we're all honest. And she said, thank you for being so honest. And then she's like, party of 5. There was a couple of names in the beginning, but what happened, I think why she got confused, she wasn't taking names and numbers, is because you can tell by the different writing that she had just a plain piece of white paper, and she was telling people, or people were, I don't know if she was telling them because I wasn't there, just put your name in your party, put your name down there. Well, I couldn't read half the writing that people wrote down. So that was probably another thing of it. And I know for me, when I get really overwhelmed and stressed, like words just swim on the paper. Like I can't see it anymore. But still, like even if you didn't do, I don't know, I still think it would be more if she just wrote it herself and just said, make a line for, and then last name, I don't know, 4, Smith, 2, Wildermuth. And then, and I get it, like you can't spell their names out, but you could put the first name, Jason. So there's that, right? So there's things to do. I felt like it was more chaotic to do it the way they did it, but it was entertaining. I will say that. So we waited for over a half hour to get our table and sat down. But once we sat down, like boom, 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 everything was on it. So that was good. And we got our favorite waitress there at the restaurant Smitty's. It's Smitty's in Osoyoos. So we have a favorite waitress because you just get your favorites, it's somebody who you always see when you go to a certain place, and they know your sense of humor. And I love that. She's got a super good sense of humor. I just absolutely love her. She laughs at everything I say. So I'm just making marks to see what I like. I don't think I'm going to do this on those other pages, but I just wanted to have fun and play. I wanted to see what's going on and try all my little tools here from my toy box. When you go down hard, if you go down hard, it makes better splatters. I like this one. Let's make some more white over here so I can see that. Just going to throw everything in there and I'm going to just pop that whole bucket in my sink. No, I guess I could do white. We haven't done that. Let's do that. Anyhow, yeah, the people. So we met a lot of people. That's how we found out it was a Canadian holidays, because the bus and then these other people, they're like, are you from here? And I'm like, no, we're from across the border. And then everybody looks at you sideways sometimes when you say that. And we're like, we're coming across the border. We just wanted to eat. And they were like, oh yeah, we're here. We're on our holiday. So people were camping. Oh my gosh, you guys. I hear a buzz and I can tell the I don't know. Usually I can tell the difference. The buzz sounds like a bee. And when I say bee, I mean wasp because we have an overabundance of wasps in our area. Oh, it is. Okay. Time out. Oh my gosh, so terrifying. I had to take care of it, my friends. It's so sad. It was a wasp. I can't get it out of my basement. Like there's like, I would have to chase it somehow all the way through my basement, up the stairs, and my stairs are an L. Have to go all the way up there, and then it would be, now it'd be on the main floor, and then I tried to get it to the door to get it outside. So, yeah, it was sacrificed, and I can't ask Jason to help me because he's allergic. He would do it, but, oh, anyhow, oh my gosh. So, what do you think? Was that crazy at that restaurant? Like, that was wild. Everybody was like, I don't know. I don't know who came first and who came last. Because nobody was paying attention. You know, they just came in the doors. They're like, oh, now I have to remember people? Oh, my gosh. Okay, come on. I want that to dry. So while that's drying, I'm going to try and add some more white over here. Because I think this is still wet. I think it's dry a little bit. So I do like these for spreading, but they don't do it as thin as the card. See? Oh, that's dry. I'm trying to put dry stuff on there. But I can always just like, oh, that's really wet, so I don't want to do that. But I can always drop down a glob and then use my card. There we go. This is also fun just to do with regular color, isn't it? I think there's something that I've been really, really wanting, and I know I put it in my cart. Well, you have to go to the website to buy it, I think, and every time I do it, then I need to put in like these IDs, and I never have my passwords. I'm like, oh, I don't remember what they are. I don't want to change them, so I end up not doing it. But I'm gonna get it. I know eventually it's on my list to get, and it'll help me with my colors and figuring out what I want to play with. So it'll just take like the guesswork out for me, since I'm not an actual, you know, like, I don't know my colors. I don't know how to use art like that. I know I want to play with them, and I know I have lots of colors, and I know I can do fun things, but I would love to just not have to do the guesswork on what colors to use. So now I wanted a black background because I wanted to do this. I'm going to go like this. I feel like I always do white backgrounds, and then I stamp and everything in black. So I wanted to try this out and see. Hopefully that's dry enough. It's not actually dry, but it's thin enough, I'm hoping. Yeah, that's cool. Be right here. Don't even know this is music page, but that's okay. All right, let's do some lines. I can get enough paint on here. Maybe like if I put a glob on my jelly plate and then I roll this in there, that might work. I might have you too gloppy there. Let's try this. Oh, I slid it. Slid. Okay, there we go. I'm putting my fingers now in the little circles. Oh, that's kind of cool. Now we'll get black on there. I have a lot of these spools. I saved them to do stuff with, and I never did it. And I have like an overabundance, and I thought I need to throw them away. And then I was like, I can't throw them away because you can take these little bases, you can take these off and use those, and then you have these. Like, it's just never ending. Okay, so I'm not going to throw them away, but I got to figure out something to do with them. Oh, what am I on top of? And then I can make some black lines. Oh, what am I doing? I can just paint this on. Okay, well, so be it. Yeah, black on black's not going to work. It's not going to work, Sandra. Okay, let's see. And then these are just like fat circles, obviously. Obviously, they're fat. Did anybody think they weren't? Or circles? There we go. I'm getting too much, so I'm having like, I'm going to have raised edges. I don't think I want like raised edges. They're just going to, let's see, what can I do? Let's take this guy. Let's smash him down. We'll smash him on those too. Just push them out. They're kind of giving like a little bit of a blurred look. That's not bad. That's kind of cool. All right. I went a whole different direction, friends. I wanted to paint those papers, but then I was like, I wanted to practice, and I ended up having so much fun just practicing on this paper. So this is the other side. This is more what I'm after. This is more what I'm after for those pages. But I do want, I think I do need a jelly plate or something over here just to drop some of this paint on, because like I want it on this. Oh, I didn't want the black on there, Sandra. Jeez. Somebody get me under control, please. Because I think rolling it like on the jelly plate, I'll be able to pick the paint up and not be so gloppy, because gesso's pretty thick, but it is kind of fun. So let's just see. Let's just see for some. Oh yeah. I feel like it almost looks like fingerprinty, but it's not, because it's not my fingerprint. It's the type of roller it is. I suppose you could use a, just any kind of roller. But I like grabbing all these fun, funky things out of, you know, different places in my room, in my house, things that I see at the store that are for different things like this that I could use for here. I know I'm not the only one, and I like being able to play with it. So I think I'm going to try and get some more paint on this, on that white, so I can show you about those splotchy things I was talking about. They're kind of cool. So, okay. See, when you smush it down harder, I feel like you can go, oh, like a flower. Oh my gosh, yes. And then, I think this is upside down, but you know, then you can just take your little tool. I don't know how that's work. Whoa, geez, heavy-handed girl. You know, you can just like pull like little stems up. They're just barely there. I'm doing it upside down. It's probably not as easy, but that's all right. And then just go in circles. Oh, isn't that so cool? I love it. They're upside down though. I mean, the paper's upside down, so I'm doing them upside down. Does that make any sense? Do I make any sense? I don't know. All right, now, what do I need? I need something. What about this? What if I put white, just some white on that? I want to see something really quick. Okay. It's not small enough. I need something like round and small. What do I have here? Nothing. I didn't bring anything over that's small. Oh, wait. I know. No, not that. Maybe? Yes. Okay. Goodness. I don't know if that's small enough. I suppose if I just... Well, do any of these? No. Okay, I'm talking in half things. I was looking to see if I had anything that was like a flat end. Everything's curved. So maybe we'll just put it like a little bit. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I don't think I like the white. I'm going to go back in with the black. There we go. I'm done. I just made such a huge mess. All right. I do need to get all these things cleaned, though. I have everything everywhere. Jiminy. Okay, I'm just going to throw stuff back in there. And I can just take that whole thing in there to clean. Let's see. I feel like I still have so much paint on this. And there's no point in wasting it. What else can we do? Ooh, can I write with it maybe? Oh, I need it a little bit thinner. So my paper's upside down, and if I wanted my writing to go that way, what do? I just go. It doesn't really matter. I mean, like, no one's going to know. If I go different ways. Okay, now I have paint on there again. Let's go, get you off. Okay, that can get cleaned now. There's a lot of paint on this, but I can scrape this off, I think, somewhat. I'm going to have to clean those rims and put some Vaseline on my paints. That's going in there. I think I'm done with this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Throw that in there. Okay, that one can go in there. This one's it. That one can go in there. These didn't get used. Put those over there. Do I have paint on this still? No, it's dry. I'm pretty sure this is all dry. I'm going to put that in there to get clean. That's going back over there before I destroy it. And then this one is dry. And I don't think I'd even wash that, but now I just got to make sure I don't put that over there. This one, let's get the paint off of that. Well, I should have kept that on there and added a little bit more white over here. What's the other side look like? I forgot again. Oh, wow. That's dark. No. Nope, nope, nope. I'm going to leave it. Actually, no. Back up my little self here. Let me try this. Let me get that. I'm just going to lay that like that. Maybe wash it first. Getting the black off. And then stick it in the white. Let's see if that works here. Yeah, see, I don't like the way, I mean, I guess it's okay. It gives more of an outline. Jeez, come on. Okay, I guess it's okay. I got really quiet there. Okay, and I just have this little bit of white. Get off my brush. Okay, I have to get that washed, and then I think I have enough on this now. Okay, I'm gonna get that one washed now. Let's get another baby wipe out here. All right, friends, please tell me what you think of this. What do you, I like this as a fun play on this side. This is basically what I'm kind of thinking about for the other pages. Well, and I'm going to be doing them. So tell me what your thoughts are on that as a background. I think it'll be fun, but I'd really like to know what you think about the clear gesso on those decoupage ones. I'm still on the fence. I really don't know which one I'm going to choose. I'm probably going to leave them as is and not put the clear gesso on them, just because I think it's going to take way more time. Okay, I'm not even putting Vaseline on. This one just has so much paint in there. Am I going to regret that? I think I might. But there we go. Well, I guess I'll find out. I'm going to be working on these anyways. All right, there we go. I am all done for the day. So What kind of tools do you like to use to make your messy marks or fun mark making and things like that? I'd love to hear some feedback on this. But I think I'm done for right now. I'm going to go do some packing for my trip after I wash my hands, and then I will hopefully have time for another video. I don't know. Anyhow, thanks, my friends, for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this process. Yeah, enjoy all your moments. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.